Ayy, I'm who every nigga wife, yeah. Big thigh nightmare. I'm the boogie bitch, oh, I'm every nigga tight, yeah. Drink so cold, gave these broke bitches goosebumps. White ghosts rolling through the hood, look like blue clubs. Say my name like Candyman, and bitch, you know I'm there. These hoes wish they saw me when they looking in the mirror. Red bottoms on my feet, Bloody Mary on my toes. Every time I pop out, he get scared for you hoes. Yeah, he get scared for you hoes. Every time I pop out, he get scared for you hoes. Red bottom on my feet, Bloody Mary on my toes. Every time I pop out, he get scared for you hoes. I put niggas on their knees, I put bitches on their feet. Only time I buttons pushes when I'm pressing on my keys. 600 on my chain, yes K, yes cheese. Looking for a bitch to play with, then you better ask G's. I know goons, I know goblins, shoot and then robbing. Mask out here, nigga who want a problem? I'm a dog ass bitch, it's a spade when I piss. Green up just to fuck, bottom line is I'm rich. In that ass like a pumpkin, welcome to the dungeon. Where the niggas at, trying to turn this into something. No, a bitch like me is a very rare sight. And throw that ass back, hit a thunder and lightning. Yeah, he get scared for you hoes. Every time I pop out, he get scared for you hoes. Red bottom on my feet, Bloody Mary on my toes. Every time I pop out, he get scared for you hoes. G creeping on a lame ass nigga on my monster jam shit, riding in a grave digger. He talking on my name and we gon' dig a grave with ya. Zombie ass bitch nigga gave me brain for dinner. I want it, then I got it. My bitch looking haunted. Dog market fishing in stockings. My bitch is golden goblins. This ain't no trick or treat, but your nigga trick on me. If it ain't more than 1,000, I won't put it on my feet. When I pop out, it gets scary like a cemetery. I'm fresh to death, I need a hearse when I go shopping, baby. Because I'm God, yeah. Texas chainsaw in the wood shot, I'm making a hot. Yeah, I be the hottest topic. Yeah, he get scared for you hoes. Every time I pop out, he get scared for you hoes. Red bottom on my feet, Bloody Mary on my toes. Every time I pop out, he get scared for you hoes.
What's going on, y'all? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Welcome to another Consciouztv stream. Y'all, I am tired as hell. Last night was a long night. And it seemed like today's going to be a longer day, okay? My Kiwi Studios family is on their ghetto shit right now, okay? Tasha and Storm got a thing happening again. So I think I'm going to come back tonight and give some commentary, okay? I know that Chelsea is going live as well, and she wants me to chime in. So I will be pooching over there, girl. But I might be coming back tonight, girl, to get into this Tasha and Storm situation. There's a lot going on, okay? Also, we have our beautiful Conscious crew member, Chocolate Earth Foundation, coming through tonight at 7. Okay, she's going to be getting into a much needed conversation about Black business, Black money, and how we can progress forward and put our money where the hell our mouth is. Okay, but right now we're here to get into the Spirit Airlines situation. Okay, so if you couldn't count on Spirit Airlines to keep you in the air, there's probably a 2 out of 4 chance that your ass will die traveling on Spirit Airlines. But you can also bet on getting your ass kicked, okay, by the supervisor, baby, and getting dragged to and fro the goddamn airport, okay? So you guys probably have seen this viral video that is spreading like wildfire. It's been viewed by millions. And we're going to get into this video. I will be dropping the link, okay? So you guys can also come up and chime in. But before we get into the thick and the minutia of this content here, please give me an old nasty piece of thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up this video, okay? Thumbing up sends it out to YouTube that this video is desirable, and then they recommend it to all other YouTube patrons. So this literally promotes the growth of the platform, okay? So thumbs up. Also, if you're new here, definitely subscribe, because if I like it, you're going to love it here. And speaking of subscriptions, hello and thank you to everyone who has been subscribing, girl. We are less than 40 subscribers away from solid 34K out in this bitch, okay? So the kingdom is kingdoming, girl, okay? Everybody also needs to make sure that they have their notification bell set to all, because you never know what day or hour or how many times a day and how many hours, girl, the king is gonna be dropping content on your head. Okay. Also, if you want to press the gas just a little bit more, please share this stream out, girl. With no further ado, let's push the fuck on through. Okay.
I know a place where you can recharge your soul.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
And in the midst of brokenness, he gon' see your asshole.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
You gon' heal, you gon' laugh and catch a little shade.
Ooh, girl.
Y'all know he be slaying, y'all better stop playing. Come hear what he's saying.
Ladies and gentlemen.
It's scary for you, hope. Every time I do that, y'all gotta get that new Megan Thee Stallion album. That shit is like ripping raw. Like some of her best work, hands down. Okay, hands down. Okay, hold on, girl. I'm a little delayed today, child. Hold on, child. Hold on, child. Yeah. All right, had to pull up that. Okay, so let me greet everybody coming into the sanctuary. You guys, thumbs up as you come in. If you're new here, once again, subscribe. I will be dropping the link so you guys can chime in, obviously, and give your thoughts on right, wrong, girl, indifferent. What you think, girl, about male supervisor whipping off and female flyers ass, baby. What's going on, Sherry? What's going on, Touchinora? Hey, Lady Royale. What's going on, Boo? What's going on, Miss C? What's going on, Nakia? Hey, Step to Fly. What's going on, Touchinora? Hey, Jazzmania. What's going on, Tia? What's going on? What's going on, Kiwana? Hey, Rajon Reynolds. Hey. What's going on, Corey? Hey, Boo. What's going on, Ebony? Hey. Let me keep scrolling. What's going on, Mary? Hey, Courtney. What's going on, Giselle? Hey, Sweetie81. Hey, Ray. What's going on, Boo? What's going on, Tamika? Trisha621. What's going on, Miss T. Taylor? Hey, Roy. Hey, babes. Back in that truck seat on period, making that queen. What's going on, Silver Blue? Thank you. What's going on, Ian Gardner? Hey. What's going on, WNKA? What's going on, Queta? Hey, Boo. What's going on? Why you bother? What's going on, St. Marquise? Hey, Plain Jane. Hey, why you bothered? Y'all in these names. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Boo. Hey, Jordana and the Missus. Hey, love. What's going on, Angela? What's going on, Cat Mouse? What's going on? I'm Incognegro. What's going on, Sunshine Weston? What's going on, Miss D? Hey, Ty. What's going on, Truth Seeker? What it do? Hey, Kita Cat. What's going on, Hunter and Terry? All right, so let's get into it. So this article is courtesy of Complex, and we are going to play the full length of the video because, you know, there's a redacted version of this footage on the internet, but we have the entire melee at Spirit. So we're going to run that, and let me share my screen, courtesy of complex.com. As you guys are piling in, once again, make sure that you guys thumbs up the video, okay? Headline, Spirit Airlines agent suspended after video shows him fighting with a woman, you guys, okay? Spirit Airlines has suspended one of its agents after an altercation with a woman over seating issues at Dallas-Fort Worth Airport, local Dallas news outlet KDFW reports. The confrontation, which was caught on camera, transpired on Thursday and began when a woman departed her plane after realizing there wasn't enough seats for her. She became uncooperative after the Spirit employee told her to wait in line for a gate agent. Witnesses said the woman then cut in front of others and continued to grow agitated. The argument began when the employee tried to take her boarding pass and there was a physical altercation. As the video shows, tensions escalated from there as the employee can be heard shouting, quote, "You have lost your mind. Don't touch me ever in your life. You touched me first, then you got in my face. Don't ever invade my personal space." The woman then hurls the homophobic slur at the Spirit employee while telling him to, quote, "Get out of my face." Another bystander attempts to defuse the situation and break up the fight. but the woman swings at the employee's face, which causes him to chase after her. They both fall to the ground, and the employee strikes her from behind as they stand up. Quote, "We are aware of the altercation," Spirit Airlines later said in a statement on Twitter. "Our vendor at DFW has suspended the agent. Spirit Airlines does not tolerate violence of any kind, and we are working with local law enforcement to investigate the matter." Okay? Now we're going to run this 1 minute and 30-second clip of this altercation. Let me run my fair use really quick. What's going on, Knockout Media? Let me run my fair use doctrine. My God, today, baby. Okay, everybody handing out ass whippings and PPP loans, girl. Okay, that's all this country seems to be good for right now. It's ass whippings and PPP loans. There we go. How doing? Where my fair use at? Okay, bro. Let's run this. Courtesy of Twitter, child. Disclaimer, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is indeed made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing, girl. Okay, let's run this beautiful bean footage.
You haven't lost your mind. Don't touch me ever in your life. You touch me first, and then you got in my face. Don't ever invade my face. No, I'm not. Fucking faggot. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. You're touching me again. You're touching me again. You're touching me again. It's all on purpose. It's true, but you in my personal space. You're in my personal space. You're in my personal space. Stay out of my personal space. She's touching me. She's touching me. I'm telling you, don't put. She can't put her hands on me.
Hey, stop it! Hey!
Don't you ever put your hands on me. No, this for everybody. Back off from me. This bitch
No, watch out.
You ain't gonna break the water, bro. You got the wrong person. Don't break the woman, bro. You got the wrong person. With this shit for my hand,
Hey, relax.
I say whoever.
Take a deep breath.
Put your hands on me. Whoever. Put your hands on me. Whoever. I say whoever. Knock me out.
It's okay.
You saw what she did.
Okay, let's run that back one more time, baby, because I want us to have a good damn look at what's going on here. Okay, let's just run that back one more time.
You haven't lost your mind. Don't touch me ever in your life. You touch me first, and then you got in my face. Don't ever invade my face. No, I'm not. Fucking faggot. I'm here. You're touching me again. You're touching me again. You're touching me again.
It's all on purpose.
It's true, but you in my personal space. You're in my personal space. Stay out of my personal space. She's touching me. She's touching me. I'm telling you, don't put. She can't put her hands on me.
Hey, stop it! Hey!
Don't you ever put your hands on me. No, this for everybody. Back off from me. This bitch
No, watch out.
You ain't gonna break the water, bro. You got the wrong person. Don't break the woman, bro. You got the wrong person. With this shit for my hand,
Hey, relax.
I say whoever.
Take a deep breath.
Put your hands on me. Whoever. Put your hands on me. I say whoever. Knock me out.
It's okay.
You saw what she did.
Girl, somebody is asking, is this Dr. Damn Umar? I am goddamn screaming. So, according to reports and eyewitnesses, okay, this woman was belligerent and irritated because there wasn't enough seats on the plane for her. I don't know how many seats she needed. They can only book tickets according to the availability of seats on a plane to begin with. Nonetheless, she began acting like a mad woman. Now, apparently, because she became unruly, and y'all know airports do not play that unruly shit, baby, okay? They be on a domestic terrorism watch shit, girl, so they don't play. You can't act a damn fool in the airport, girl. They will ban you over sticking damn chewing gum to a wall, okay? So, to remedy the situation or to get control of the situation and to keep this woman from boarding the plane and potentially causing an issue on the aircraft, the supervisor here retrieved her boarding pass. According to reports and witnesses, she became very confrontational, very aggressive, and she actually put her hands on him first. When this video footage begins to roll, okay, this is after she got in his face. This is after she had already put her hands on him, and now he's being reactionary. He's triggered. They're ensuing now in a verbal, okay, and then the rest is fucking history. Right now, no charges have been pressed. Neither one of them got locked up. Neither one of them were, put in handcuffs. Neither one of them had to take a mugshot. They both left with a ticket and a citation and a police report. And this agent here has been suspended, and the female flyer allegedly has got some lawyers involved now. Okay? You also could hear the racial slurs and the homophobic slurs that were held, etc. I think the suspension is warranted. I understand that this woman became irate. I think he did his job, obviously, by retrieving her boarding pass. But I feel like the onus of absolutely doubling down on professionalism was on his part. Something that people in customer service have to realize is that you're in customer service. It means that you're defaulting to dealing with a lot of disgruntled consumers and customers. You have to expect this in customer service, okay? You have to expect people to take out what they want to say to the CEO and what they want to say about the business. They're going to say it to you because you are the mascot for the institution, for the business. It ain't even personal. And you got to understand that you're going to have disgruntled consumers every now and again. I feel like after she had put her hands on him and got in his face initially, that's when he should have went and retrieved security. Instead, he chose to be triggered and then further provoke and antagonize an altercation with someone who was already irrational to begin with. This is an airport. No one knew who this woman was. And I feel like escalating the situation could have been potentially dangerous because for all we know, this could have been a goddamn domestic terrorist. This woman, it's no telling who this woman was, what her agenda was, and him further antagonizing an altercation with somebody who wanted a fight. It just wasn't really emotionally intelligent. Now, I understand his human reaction was to let that bitch know what time it was. And it led to her putting a goddamn Barty B knot upside his damn head. And now he's without a job, he's without employment, and she's retaining lawyers. Now, because he has the luxury of having eyewitnesses, and a huge portion of this also captured on camera, any litigation is probably not going to work out in her favor. Now, there is something else that transpired toward the end of this altercation, which is just melee here between one of the customers and the agent who, let's listen to this.
Hey, relax, relax. Relax, 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 relax.
I fight whoever. I fight whoever.
Take a deep breath.
Put your hands on me. I fight whoever. Put your hands. I fight whoever. I fight whoever. Knock your bitch ass out. Knock me out like your bitch ass. Knock me out. Touch me. Knock me out.
It's okay.
Knock me out.
It's okay.
You saw what she did.
It's all right.
Oh. So, what I would like men to do is don't get involved after a woman has put her hands on a man multiple times, after she's bumped chest with a man multiple times, after she's got all up in a man's grill, all up in a man's nostrils, all up in a man's face, toe to toe, nose to nose. And then when he mollywops her ass across the damn room like Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat 4, then y'all want to run to intervene in a situation. If y'all wanted this woman to avoid being tossed to and fro the goddamn airport, all y'all should have had y'all monkey asses up from the very start to subdue this woman. Don't wait until the woman done did the damn most and done practically asked this man for a boxing match and then strikes him again and then want to run up and cape for a man not hitting a fucking woman. If you don't want a man hitting a fucking woman, y'all need to have y'all masculine asses up, okay, and apprehending this woman before she ends up abused, striped, bloody-eyed, and black-eyed by a damn man. And this happens commonly. I remember a video that went viral, this was years, like almost a decade ago, of a bus driver, female customer on the bus, going ham, being belligerent toward the driver. While he's driving, she's getting up out of her seat, going up to his seat, screaming, yelling, calling him out his name, etc. Nobody did nothing. Everybody sitting around, people got their phones out, recording. She's terrorizing this man while he's behind the wheel of the goddamn bus. Now, she would have had a problem with me had I been on that goddamn bus, because you're not going to antagonize the motherfucker who is in control of keeping this motherfucker on the road, okay? So you want to fight with him, motherfucker? Pencil in a schedule, girl. Ask for his availability, honey. And make sure that you're the only motherfucker on the goddamn bus if you want to fight with the damn driver. Because you're not going to cause his ass to run over a damn cliff and have my black ass in this bitch, all because you and your fee-fees over God knows what. Nonetheless, nobody did nothing, okay? This woman, yeah, all up here. The man driving now, yeah, all up in here. Doing all this, girl, yabba dabba doing, okay? He finally brings the bus to a halt, pulls over to the left, okay, swiftly and professionally. Baby, when I tell you that he bought his goddamn fist up and hit this woman with the power of patriarchy, bitch, that when he striked her motherfucking ass, I flew out of my chair and I had to go to urgent care, girl. Okay? I had to send his goddamn fist a cease and damn desist, baby. The way he knocked this damn woman to the back of the bus like Harriet Tubman, girl. The way he rolls apart her ass, girl, and then grabbed her by her little itty bitty pinch off relaxer burnt ponytail, girl, and slung her ass out of the front door and put a peppermint back in his mouth, girl, and proceeded on with his route. Y'all got to do better. Y'all got to do better, baby. Y'all got to do better, Miss Mamas. Okay, public, we got to do better. Y'all know that men are already emotionally handicapped because of patriarchy, girl, so they only go from happy to rage, okay? They ain't got no middle, there ain't no middle ground, okay? If you don't want a woman to be Rosa Parks, baby, and you see that she's the aggressor in the situation, the time for y'all men to get up and intervene to protect woman It's not after you got to deal with his ass now having Pokemon power. He's now done activated homicide mode. And now you want to run up. Oh, this is a woman. Oh, this is a woman. Oh, you're not going to fight a woman. We need you to keep a woman from getting her ass whooped by a man before he's in Pokemon mode. Okay? You see, she's being the damn aggressor here. Okay? Now, I'm going to run this beautiful bean footage back one more time. And I'm going to drop the link in the meantime and let y'all come up and sign off. Girl, what y'all think, girl? Okay? What y'all thinking? What y'all think? Come up here and tell me what you think, girl. Okay? I'm going to put the stream. Y'all need mods. If y'all in the building, please rotate the link. I'm going to run this footage back one more time. Girl. Let's do it.
Don't touch me ever in your life. You touch me first, and then you got in my face. Don't ever invade my face.
Get out of my face!
No, I'm not.
You fucking faggot! You fucking
I'm here.
fucking jab! You won't come in our
You're
face!
touching me again.
You're fucking
You're touching me again.
Get fuck out of
You're
my
touching me
face!
again.
It's all
You're
on
touching me.
purpose,
You surely is.
You touched
You
me!
surely, but you in
You're
my
ugly
personal
ass!
You're in my personal space. You're in my personal space. Stay out of my personal space. She's touching me. She's touching me. I'm telling you, don't put. She can't put her hands on me.
Hey, stop it! Hey, hey!
Don't you ever no, get the fuck everybody back off from me! This bitch
No, watch out.
You got the wrong person. You got the wrong person. This bitch just put my hands on the
Hey, relax, relax. Relax, 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 relax.
I fight whoever. I fight whoever.
Take a deep breath.
Put your hands on me. I fight whoever. Put your hands. I fight whoever. I fight whoever.
Just relax. Breathe.
Knock me
It's
out.
okay. It's okay.
You saw what she did.
It's all right.
Woo, child. Let me invite the country crew members up, Gworlll. Okay? Let's welcome Knockout, Jordana, LRGA, and Cat Mouse to the platform. The link is in the chat, you guys, to come up. Knockout Media, what you think? Can you hear me, Knockout? Knockout?
Damn. Oh, I didn't give me a second. I didn't. Woo, all right. Let me go ahead and set up my stuff. Okay. So basically, what I think.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
You guys are coming in. Please thumbs up the video.
Okay. All right. I think I'm ready. Can you hear me? Is there an echo?
No, it sounds good. You're loud,
Okay.
loud, and
Okay. I think it's bullshit for somebody to, especially a man, to take it upon himself to, I guess, correct a woman or put his hands on a woman. I don't know if you remember or any of the audience remembers, but I had said and divulged that I grew up in a domestic violence situation. My dad used to put hands on my mom all the time. When I was like 10, I remember having to break up fights between not fights, but I had to like get my dad off my mom type shit. So for me, especially like, people say, oh, well, Knockout, you're an abuser. You're a da-da-da-da-da. Nah, I grew up seeing that. And so I don't agree with any of that at all, like whatsoever. So for a man to even just trip up a lady or whatever, like that would trigger me, especially in public if I saw that. The other thing to it is,
I want to ask you a question before you get to the other point. Would you intervene after you've watched a woman provoke and antagonize a man and strike a man and get in his face and and all of that, or would you be triggered up after he responds finally to being fucked with?
No, I would absolutely intervene only on the fact of the matter that, and especially if I saw that the man wasn't necessarily in the wrong at first, like if she had put her hands on him first and I saw that happen, I would try to hold the man back in terms of like, you don't want to get yourself messed up in terms of like hitting this female, even though you would be justified in doing so or whatever. Like I said, Texas, I'm always going to say this, in Texas, a woman just has to call the police and say that you put hands on her for them to come and pull up with a 7-foot tall, corn-fed, policeman that's going to break your neck damn near just because, they say you're in a domestic violence situation. So I would definitely intervene, but only in the case of like, I don't want for this man to have to go through any legalities or anything that's, more serious than it should be. Now, I would intervene also in the fact of the matter, like not like the guy at the end, but I would say, all right, look, if you are gonna put your hands on somebody, put your hands on a man. You know what I'm saying? Don't think that just because you're, and plus you're like a 250 pound, 270 pounds, 300 pounds or something like that. Like what? Even if she did hit you, it's not going to hurt you. And then on top of that, you can hurt this woman way, 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 way more than she could hurt you. So that would be my step of intervening. It wouldn't necessarily be to like protect her or to step in and, I need to hop in and be a white knight or whatever, because a lot of men get killed doing that, to be honest with you. So that's the only reason I can see myself stepping in. Other than that, shit. And then plus, like, there was a man that was trying to hold him back, right? And you seen,
There was a man there.
yeah, trying to hold him back, and then
why were they trying to hold him back instead of holding her back? Like, she's the one being belligerent, which is why the agent even had to get involved to begin with, because she's skipping lines, she's acting a fool in the airport, she's complaining about not having a seat, and she's being unruly, unproductive, counterproductive, and so he comes in to take her boarding pass to keep her from further frustrating situations and potentially causing more issues. And then she obviously is still reactive, and then she gets in his face, she strikes him, and then we see the recording, and we do see a guy there. He's holding the man back, but it was like, but she's the one who needs
she's the aggressor.
Apprehension. Yeah, I mean, she's the reason why all this is even fucking happening. Why are y'all not? Why is there not more people maybe holding them both back?
Well,
because now they're both triggered and emotionally wilding.
I'll tell you my speculation on that. Again, if I was in the other guy's shoes, like if I'm observing the situation take place and I just see a man and a woman in each other's face screaming like there's about to be a fight, I'm definitely going to go to the man first and restrain him first, only because I know a man can potentially cause more damage to a woman than a woman can cause to a man. I'm also going to step and restrain him, because putting your hands on a woman, period, even if it is in the terms of holding her back or pushing her back or whatever, or even just putting your chest on a woman, whatever the case, you can't go around just putting your hands on people, period, but especially on women. You know what I'm saying? So even if it's in terms of holding her back and you're trying to like restrain her or whatever, that situation can be like further exacerbated because, all these men came over and started putting their hands on me and touching me and unwantedly, right? So it's more so like, okay, I'm going to restrain this man to avoid any other situations with her.
But by them restraining him, that's why they left her open field, and she was able to reach around and strike him in the face because nobody was holding her, and she was the initial aggressor.
Which then that's why
she was left open to do what the hell she want to do and end up striking the man and creating.
Well, that's why I wouldn't go in and I would tell a dude, I would be like, hey, just press charges on her. Especially like, the moment she starts swinging and shit like that, step away, press charges on her. If I'm the guy in the middle, don't hit her. Just let her do her thing and let security come, because airport security is somewhere there. You know what I mean? They may have not been
That's
there
why I don't know.
immediately, but they're
Like,
somewhere there.
because this was an ego move on the agent's part. Like that's
Definitely.
like that's why I feel like he's wrong at. Like, you know what your job is. You know you deal with these type of people every fucking day. Like, when she got in your face and she was her conduct was unbecoming. Like, and she got in your face, she striked you, she pushed you, whatever she did initially before this camera footage rolled. Go get security. But see, it became about his own ego, and then he opened himself up for what then became.
Definitely.
So
Before I drop down, I want to say this: there's no simp. That's not a simp statement to say that the man should have been held back. I think that when it comes to women, you have to treat, and especially when women are in an angry or confrontational mode, there's a specific way that you have to deal with and how to handle those situations. And just to say, okay, well, because she had pushed him, or that she was yelling at him or whatever, that somebody should have came and clotheslined her and tried to restrain her and put her hands behind her back and shit, that would have made the situation 100 times worse, and it would have taken the actual justification of the agent away because of how people were restraining her, or somebody coming over and flying in and tackling her or whatever. I honestly believe, and this is always going to be the case, whenever a man is in a position to where it's a confrontation, and especially something that's going to be physical between a female, every man in the room should take the responsibility, their accountability to restrain the man. The women in the room, I think, have a accountability of subduing the woman. That's how I would look at it. I wouldn't go and run up and try to push her away or try to hold her back or put my hands on her, only because I don't know her. I'm not somebody who wants to get into a situation to where she can turn around and say, oh, well, he sexually assaulted me by holding me back. If that makes sense to anybody.
Yeah, I get it. I thank you for your thoughts, and that's out. LRGA Kurz, your thoughts on Spirit Airline manager and female flyer altercation?
Hello, Consciouztv.
Hi.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you played that tape. I have been wanting to talk about this since I saw that crap last week. I was like, no, she didn't. Yes, she did on tape. Really? Yes. Okay. She's about to have to walk everywhere or take a cruise because nobody's going to want to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's so many things going on in this to me. So many things. I can pick a place to begin. Let me start. Okay. First off, where was security? You just mentioned. Where was security? There's no reason why I'm at work in a place where you already admitted I may have to deal with some nut jobs, right? So you should have security on the ready to intervene so that other co-workers and bystanders are not put in the position to have to restrain everybody or anybody rather. So that's step one. Step two, it was her entitlement that allowed her to even get hyphy like that at the airport. She knew nothing was going to happen to her. She knows, they know little much is going to happen to them when they act up like this. She knew that getting in his face, not keeping her hands to herself, invading his personal space, that not much was going to happen to her. She knew it, and she was right. The over-policing of Black people is what we've just witnessed. People feel allowed to invade Black people's space.
Now, is this a Black woman? Because I couldn't tell whether this was a light-skinned Black woman or what her ethnicity
I don't know.
was.
She kind of looked like she might have been a Rican or something. I don't know.
Okay.
She looked like she could have been.
Okay, yeah.
You know, she looked like she could have been ethnic of some type, you know. But even still, she's the right color ethnic. Her hair was the right coil ethnic.
She got the complexion. Yeah.
That was going to happen to her in that happenstance. Yeah. People felt allowed to surround him. He's already agitated. And then all these people stand up and surround him after watching him get assaulted. We just witnessed an assault, y'all. We witnessed a verbal attack. We witnessed a hate crime because she threw punches and threw slurs at the same time. That's practically a hate crime, y'all.
Yeah.
And he had to endure that at work. Now, okay, the onus is on him. Yeah, I'm at work. Yeah, I'm having a bad day. But the other message is be kind. You don't know what time of day somebody is having. You don't know that they're going to have time for you today. You don't know that.
But do you think the bigger burden was on him to be the professional in the situation, since he is the professional in the situation?
No, you know what? They don't pay people enough these days to keep it professional. If you want people to act professional, job or title or not, you're going to have to pay me to act accordingly. You can't pay me $15 an hour, $20 an hour, and expect me to be the buffer of that type of attitude and not do anything when nobody else is protecting me. Where was security? Where was my coworker? Why weren't they on the phone with the manager trying to get me some protection? And he felt like,
but maybe he could have been on the phone, though. You know, playing a devil's advocate. RJ. Maybe if he wouldn't have been worried about being in her face and yabba dabba doing, he could have been on the phone retrieving security. He could have been ravaging the airport for security, but he chose to have an egoic response and to as if getting in her face and even talking shit was proving anything. She's still an unruly customer, and if I was there in the airport, I would prefer you to get her ass up out of here, not for you to be in her face talking shit, creating more havoc. Like I would want you to remove the strange, bad, chaotic acting person from the space, rather than you taking her on, one-on-one on some personal shit.
Like, you never know.
I feel like I would have felt insulted as a patron of Spirit Airlines. To be honest, I would have been like, I don't appreciate how you handle the situation, because they could have escalated shit. And if this woman was already running through the airport, jumping the line, going through the metal detectors and doing the fucking most, this woman was so irrational that what made you think that she couldn't have just pulled out a gun or just started stabbing people or like, and you just, the way he engaged it, I feel like it just endangered all his other co-workers. It endangered all the other patrons of Spirit Airlines, and it just makes me uncomfortable the way he I do understand the human response to it. Right. Because if somebody had touched me and all of that, I swear to God, it would have taken me everything and then some to adhere to operating in a more mature fashion. Right. I understand the human response, but he's a professional in this. He's the professional in the situation.
I see what you're saying, and like I still stick by the thing. You have to pay people enough to want to be professional. You don't know the kind of day that man was having. If we saw the entire video, like the actual scene at the desk, maybe it would speak to why he felt like he should have came from behind his desk. Maybe she went behind the desk first and touched him, and he was like, "Oh, not today, Satan," and came and got Satan. You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah, he was wrong. Two wrongs don't make a right. She was wronger. The people who stood around and allowed him to be attacked and then attacked him for protecting himself after her several lunges, reach arounds, and slapping to the back of the head. Then 20 people want to get up. I agree with you that she should have been holding both people back at the least, but to focus only on him who was protecting himself at work, professional or not, somebody needs to even the playing field. And to that day, he had time. And I don't see, like, I personally am not popping off at people at work, but they pay me good enough for me to not want to do that or lose my job. So pay people more.
But that's the whole thing too. L is if you're not even paying me enough to do my job, I'm also, to your point, I'm not fighting with her. So
well, that's what I was gonna say.
Call security and let somebody else who feel like they're getting paid to be here better to do their job. I'm not putting no black eye on nobody. I ain't getting no lawsuit. I'm not gonna be tussling. I ain't getting my weave messed up. I ain't doing none of that. Somebody need to come to the front garage. It's a crazy bitch out here doing
somebody should have been calling. And who was dude who was in the background sounding like he was practicing for working for the police? Don't resist. Don't resist. He wasn't resisting. He was trying to relax. Stop yelling at the man.
He's definitely mayonnaise. Yeah, that was a mayonnaise man.
That was crazy. Like, just call somebody. He was even standing there filming. The one who was saying, relax, relax, it sounded like.
That's what I'm saying. Like, where were all of y'all when? But see, like that's to another point, L. By him handling the way he handled things, it forced even people who were there to catch a flight to be a referee for some shit that could have ended up really bad for everybody involved. Because once again, if someone would have put out a knife and just started stabbing people, is he ready to be responsible for engaging her the way that he did, even though she did put her hands on him first? And then she potentially going off and injuring other people getting involved in the situation. Was he prepared for the consequences?
Well, he's have to be. He's getting them. He about to get consequences. And if she has a lawyer, if she's already lawyered up, then that means she also feels like her whatever she had going on.
Behind the fact that she's innocent, and her side of the story is he struck her first, that he got in her face, and that he was knucking and bucking against her. Now I don't believe her because clearly we can see she was doing the most, and there's a lot of witnesses who said she was doing the most. So I don't trust her side of events. They're skewed with bias and rage and whatever her mania was that day. But she was dead ass wrong, you know, just like on period. I just feel like once she had initially got in his face, after already demonstrating she was out of control, she had already demonstrated that she was out of control, that she was a maniac. And after he retrieved her boarding pass and she got in his face and she hit him, I would have moved right on over to the left to the phone booth, baby. And I would have let security and whomever else, 411, 911, 611, 666, get up in here. And then I would have removed myself and put myself in a safe position. And then I would have waited until situation was remedied, because he had other people to think about beyond just his own self. There was other patrons there. He had co-workers, and he had other people who were just sitting around expecting to get to and fro respectfully, and he put all those people at risk by engaging her and escalating the situation, which could have
CTV. CTV, can I ask you this? So look, I'm sorry to interject. I'm about to drop down and let everybody else speak, but I was just saying, so y'all bring up a good point, because you never know what kind of day somebody's having, and you also never know what somebody could be packing. You know what I'm saying? Somebody could have a knife because somebody could have a pistol on them or whatever. I used to manage a restaurant to where it was like I was a GM, and then it was the owner that was next in line to me. And at first, when we first opened the restaurant, it was just me and the owner. And he lived like a good hour and a half away from the restaurant. And I would be there sometimes by myself late at night. So I'd be taking out the trash, be cleaning up the restaurant or whatever. But I always had my pistol on me. Like in my chef pants, I always had my pistol on me. So it was like somebody tried to rob me or somebody was trying to, jack me up or whatever. I was the only one in the restaurant. So it's like there's nobody coming to help me or whatever. And, like I explained to you in Texas, you call the police, they're not necessarily coming around the corner in 2 minutes or whatever. So yeah, I've had, confrontations with people to where, it's like we're talking to each other, whatever, but I guess it's because I know of what could happen or what could transpire in that situation, right? I'm gonna pull my pistol if you put your, what I'm saying? Like that is going to happen. So I would never let it get to that point, if that makes sense. Because I was mindful of where it could go, but I don't think a lot of people are. And especially like with the digital age that we're in, people are recording first before they're going to go and intervene. That's why
I saw the interview with old boy who actually did the recording, and he was standing at some type of a food outlet in the airport, and then he heard all this commotion behind him and saw the altercation. And he said his first thought was to put like his phone and start recording.
Yeah. Instead of being a man and running and trying to. Yeah,
what if old guy behind the counter just had to go to work that day and found out his mom died? Still had to work.
I understand, but I'm sorry. It's no excuse. It's like you work, and we all have the responsibility of operating accordingly within. Like I understand the human part, but at the end of the day, he had an ethical obligation to this workplace experience to act accordingly. And I'm sorry, unfortunately, working class America does not consider that you just had a fight with your boyfriend before you got in here today. Because in that case, we need to excuse all bad customer service, because I pulled up to plenty of restaurants where people were mean, people had their bitch ass attitude on, customer service was fucking terrible. People brought all their bullshit into the work, and what I'm supposed to just like, oh well, okay, I guess I deserve to be an emotional punching bag for you because you having a bad day or because of whatever. It creates too much space to be burdened with. He is a professional. He should have handled himself more accordingly. I do understand that times are rough. He probably wasn't in the mood, and to his point, he ain't even the fucking one. So any, meeny, miny, mo, she got. But his the way he engaged escalated things, and that could have been very bad for everybody else surrounding this altercation who were going to intervene. They didn't know this mad woman. You don't know what type of female this is in this airport. You don't know who she come from. You don't know who sent her. You don't know if she got, I mean, you just don't know. So why engage her? And you have a larger responsibility to this airport, to the patrons in the airport. Like, I just feel like he was just wrong. I'm sorry. Like I get it, but I don't know if I can make an excuse for him. And then to see him following her around, if she's already the aggressor, see all that time that you walking behind her, running up for her, you could have been running your ass to the front desk, running your ass out the front door, running your ass to security, running your ass to an elevator, running your ass to your walkie-talkie, running your ass to her intercom. You could have been doing something more proactive than proving that you ain't the one.
He had more to lose in the situation.
He had more
and
he had more to lose, and he had a larger responsibility to protect everybody else in that airport who was not there to be a referee to this altercation.
Well, he was right for doing what he felt was right, but he was wrong. And she was right for doing what she felt was what she was doing was right, but it was wrong.
They both were off their shit.
And so they're both, they both are on a wrong level. The people at the place need to pay him better, get better de-escalation measures intact, have better security all around, have some measures in place so that a person while at work doesn't have to go through this, because nobody needs to endure that while you're just trying to make money for your family. That's my bottom line. Keep your hands to yourself. Be kind.
Now, you know her ass is gonna be banned from Spirit Airlines, baby. As you said, she might as well get her Greyhound ticket ready for travel. Girl, your Mega Bus ticket is ready for you, Miss Mama.
Bus.
Mama, you won't be in the air. No, sugar. So I hope you love long distance road trips.
Love long rides, girl. Okay. Love long rides.
Yes. Okay. I got to get Just Naya, Kwan, Jordana, and Mark Smith up in here. Just Naya, are you there, love?
Yes, I'm here. Hey, everybody.
Hey, boo. Your thoughts on Spirit Airline manager and female flyer altercation?
Well, number one, you work in that Spirit. So you already know who comes to Spirit. Like, why are we acting like we don't make jokes about Spirit every year? Like, literally, you work at Spirit. You know who comes to Spirit. So I feel like, just like how we're talking about if people you don't know what somebody's going through, same thing on the other side. So it's kind of like we're both human beings. We should have had respect for each other regardless of the fact, because it doesn't make any sense to me. But I feel like, honestly, he had plenty of chances to walk away. There was a lot of chances to walk away from the situation, and she's wrong all the way through. Like, for me, I feel like I don't get it, because sometimes, like Haitians say, like, how do you say it? Like, you have like an itch in your pussy. Like, sometimes people just be having an itch. Like, they just want to start some shit. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't understand. Because for me, I've had an experience like that at work. And it was a Karen. And she came in there. And I guess we didn't move fast enough for her. And she decided she wanted to, like, antagonize people, calling me homegirl, all types of stuff. And I'm just sitting there looking at her and just laughing. And I feel like the more that I laughed and the more that I was like, oh, girl, like, what's wrong with you? Like, the more that I did that, the more it was like she kept trying to antagonize me. But everybody else around saw her for who she was. So it was kind of like my manager just stepped in like, no, ma'am. Like, you got to go. We're not doing this today. Because, like, what? No, we will not be on social media. Like, talking about black women in this. Like, no, we're not doing it. So I feel like we know the world that we're living in right now. We know the type of energies that's moving around right now, and we see it almost every day. So I understand that maybe, you know, like emotionally he wasn't ready, but like at the same time he had plenty of time to walk away. But granted, if somebody is pulled, I felt like you said, they both should have been held back. There's no way in hell you mean to tell me you're gonna hold me back because I'm bigger, because I'm 5'9". So like, let's say a girl is coming up and she's like a white woman's coming up and she's like smaller than me, but she's more angry and she's more aggressive. Of course, everybody's gonna hold me back because I'm 5'9", I'm black. Like, you know, you're gonna be like, oh nah, like she's gonna violate her. But it's like, but there's the chihuahua behind you just nipping and throwing hands, and it's like, no, both of them should have been held back. Because just like, yeah, he's 200 pounds and he could hurt her. That swing that she did could have broke a tooth or something too. Like, don't be fooled by because we're women that we don't got no strength now.
Yeah.
Because there's some women out here beating
The intelligent thing to do. The intelligent thing to do is to always hold back the tick tock, not the bomb, not the boom, because he represented the boom, but she was the tick, and because they spent time trying to apprehend him and keep him calm, and she tick, and then she created the boom effect. So you always subdue the aggressor if they knew.
And it seemed like they were feeding off each other too. Like 1 minute one was this, and then it seemed like they wanted to see who had the bigger chest. And I'm like, as a man, you should never want to see who has the bigger chest between you and this woman. This is not, we're not in the jungle. We're not two lions coming after each other. Like, no, like, why are we sizing up each other like she's another man? I didn't understand that part, but regardless, they both should have been held down because that was crazy to me.
Yeah, because I just felt like with the times we living in, people shooting at parades, people shooting at events, people shooting from rooftops, people just doing all this crazy shit. Like, I know his TSA training had to better equip him to deal with someone being belligerent.
They do train you for that because I worked at an airport. They train you for these things. And that's another thing. Like, I'm surprised none of the female employees in this airport even did anything. Like, because usually, like with the situation at my job, the original problem wasn't even with me. It was with a male. And the girls, as women, we stepped in because we're like, number one, we're not trying to, like, just like the guy said earlier, we're not trying to have you be in a situation that you didn't even sign up for. And at the same time, I'm not about to let you put your hands on him, because now if you put your hands on him and he knock you, I can't really, like, I'm gonna be like, well, girl, I mean, who told you to do that?
Exactly.
Like, because I come from a Caribbean household. You don't just put your hand on no man for no, like, that just don't happen. So for me, it's like, I feel like a female should have said something, even if she didn't touch her. She could have been like, like, no, ma'am, like, or call security.
A lot of times, though, like, because women are kind of scared of a man's aggression and testosterone level, a lot of women will not directly get involved if a man is involved in the confrontation, even if it's a confrontation with a woman. Most women are kind of sit back because they don't want to potentially be injured, intervening when a man's anger or rage is in the equation. So, you know, but yeah, unprofessional. He should have did better. Quan, your thoughts on Spirit airline manager and female flyer?
Hey, Conscious.
Hey.
So as a person that has done customer service work, I understand how it is to deal with a customer that you probably want to let have, but you're like, oh, Lord, at the end of the day, I need my job. And I've had a manager one time tell us in a team meeting, don't ever allow a person to get you to a point where they take food off of your table. So that has always stuck with me. I kind of feel sorry for him to an extent, because it's like he has a job, but he's dealing with this person. But like everyone has said, I do feel as though he should have just kept the professionalism there and just walked away. Even if he just needed to walk away just to cool off, maybe go to the men's room or something. But
if he had it in him to walk up to her face, he had it in him to walk in the opposite direction.
Yeah, and so, and you know, and even in the video, I saw two things. One, I saw, I saw him kind of walking up to her, but then I also saw him saying, "Look, she's putting her hands on me. Don't put your hands on me." So it's kind of like that back and forth type of thing. But the real reason why I got up here is because I'm hearing, a man should never put his hands on a woman, and I do agree with that. I don't believe that a man should ever put his hands on a woman, but at the same time, I don't believe that a woman should sit there and intentionally antagonize or provoke a man to the point that may end up happening. I've I've seen my mother and father fight, and so I understand how that is. But at the end of the day, it cannot be, oh, regardless of whatever she does, it doesn't even matter. Don't lay a hand. One side I understand that, but the other side is just like, okay, but what responsibility does she bear? Because I think that there's a difference between protecting and there's a difference between enabling. So when the dude stood up at the end and say, well, hit a man, hit me. Well, sir, you should have had that same energy, earlier on. And so, I mean, it's just unfortunate.
Yeah.
But
It is. Yeah. I understand. People said, somebody said, CTV, if she touched your hair, you also would. Let me tell you, I have a don't hit women policy. Okay. I'm just not going to fight a woman. Even if a woman is trying to fight me, what I will do is subdue her, but I'm not going to fight her, because what is really the point? Okay. But if she's coming at me and she's being aggressive, she puts her hands on me, of course, I'm going to make sure she's not putting her hands on me. I'm going to, I'm going to I'm gonna squeeze her up. I'm gonna push her ass up away from me, and then I'm gonna take it upon myself to flee the scene or to get the fuck away from this individual. But I just don't know what is the point of fighting a woman. And then especially, and see, I got like temper problems and everything. So when I don't engage in fights, I'm really saving you from me. Like, I'm sparing you. So, and just like Quan said, I was raised in a household where I saw domestic violence between my stepfather and my mother, and I just don't. That's just not the way that I'm going to conduct myself. But women also do not have the right to put their hands on a man. They don't have a right to be aggressive toward anybody. And when you do so, just like people didn't know what the hell she was going through, people don't know what type of man he is and what his temperament is. And so she opened herself up to God knows what when she chose to engage him like that. But because this happened in a professional setting and he's literally the agent and this is an entire fucking airport, I just feel like he could have put his ego aside and just really handle things more professionally. But I do understand human nature. Somebody being all up in your face, putting their hands on you, it's a lot going on. You're already a black man in this system, girl, so you already ain't the one. But, it's just, there was a lot more for him to lose, and he had a bigger responsibility to the people that he is there to protect and make sure that the airport is safe. How can they trust him to do that if he's willing to engage in police and do all of that himself? Like, it was just too much of an ego. But nonetheless, thank you for that, Quan. Jordana, welcome to the platform. Love your thoughts on Spirit Airline Manager and female liar.
Hey, first, I have to tell you that you had my wife, niece, and mother-in-law cracking up in here with your breakdown of the events with the Molly Wop and this that looked over to the left and all that. So just hilarious. But I have the perspective of somebody who's worked with mentally ill adults and adolescents for like 20 years at this point. So I remember a staff member when I worked in a community residence, and the girl was like 17. And the staff, instead of him leaving work on time the way he should have, which was like 12, for some reason he felt like he should stay. And it just went terrible because him and this girl just ended up getting in like a whole fight. And unfortunately, she beat him up, which was the wildest part because he was literally maybe 20 years older than her. But they got into a serious fight. And as a result, he lost his job and was blacklisted, which means he can't work with children or any type of family-centered services. So that pretty much ruined his livelihood, right? So when I see this kind of situation happen, for me, I'm always thinking about my bag and my family first, because that's who I'm responsible for. So I can't, like right now, work in a family shelter. I get tried all the time. I've been threatened numerous of ways, and even when they do that, I have to have the self-regulation to choose myself and my family over a situation like this, because I look at the world from a lens of like, you can't see mental illness on someone. So, and you also can't see where they are on the spectrum that day. Like somebody said, somebody could have lost their parent or whatever. And since you don't know that, you always have to proceed with caution. That's me on a regular day. It could be road rage, it could be anything. I don't take anything so lightly that I forget that I have to be able to regulate myself so that the situation does not escalate. Now, of course, you can't control her behavior, but based on what the article says, it seems like she was turned up already. So at that point, while she was on the plane, security already needs to be en route, and he needs to at least, if he's trying to mitigate the situation, I personally would have kept 6 feet distance. Like I would have, I don't care if I look like I'm running from her. I don't care. The point is I need to stall and keep my job for as long as possible because I don't want to go home without my check.
Now, why trust to enter into a confrontation with somebody who's already acting belligerent to the point that this is the reason why you have to get involved? Clearly, she's behaving like a woman who has nothing to lose. And that's a scary person. When you see a person willing to act a plum fucking fool, and that should raise up your alert that situation definitely can go from 1 to 100 because this person has nothing to lose. I mean, anything can go in this situation. This person can do God knows what in this situation because they're already going ham and ballistic. They know they're in the airport. They know they're going to be banned. They know security is going to be called. They know they're not going to get away with this behavior, and yet they're still acting irate and chaotic. So why engage and trigger up a series of events that nobody will be able to come back from? Like
that's really pride. We know it's pride. We know off the rip it's pride, it's being triggered, whatever it is. But because of my experience at work, I know that, first of all, my intuition is pretty strong to know when I'm in a critical moment that can de-escalate or further escalate a situation. And because I know that, I know when it's time to exit, and I'll take the L, because getting the L doesn't really matter to me if I leave with my job and I leave with my limbs and I know exactly what I need to do. And in a sense, he had more of the power in that if you know she can be banned and possibly never be able to fly on Spirit again, then like that's a win for you versus whatever he's dealing with now. So I hope he learns from this. And it's not a signal that he's actually a really aggressive guy and will literally fight anybody like he said. But
baby, I think he's watching this. I think he's watching the recorder and saying, I'm still not the one.
Yeah, I could believe that. I could absolutely believe
but
that.
I hope he has learned as well. I mean, you know, I hope, you know, customers, to the earlier caller, people don't get paid enough for customer service. I'm sorry. Like, it's just, you know, and I understand customer service. To me, I feel like it's like evangelism work. You got to be called to it, baby. Like, it's because it's a lot. You got to really be a people person, and you have to be somebody who has very little ego in order to really be in customer service, unfortunately. And they don't pay enough people to put up with the things they put up with. I know that a lot of call centers, especially like Sprint and Verizon, T-Mobile, Like they literally have mental health resources available to their employees because of the level of psychological warfare that is engaged in when you're dealing with these customers who are taking out everything they're frustrated with on you and doing the most and saying the most, and you have to be there and just endure it. They don't pay enough people, and if they're going to pay people, they definitely need to raise the wages on people who are dealing with the public in this manner, and particularly minority people who already got enough going on. The last thing they need is the public doubling down on their mess.
Absolutely.
While they're simply trying to get a check.
And then we have to be willing to pay those increased fares. Yeah. But hey,
I'm down with that. You know what? I'm down. Cut my taxes. Do what the hell you got to do. At this point, I just want people being well because look, if that's what it takes, I'm personally fine with whatever needs to happen in order for things to just even out and be situated, because we all have a stake in this society, and if people are not well, people don't have the resources they need, it's just like I'm willing to fix that by whatever means necessary.
That's all I had. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'll drop down so somebody else can come.
Thank you, boo.
You're welcome.
Last but not least, Mark Smith, your thoughts on Spirit Airline agent and female flyer in a prison melee. Right, wrong, neutral. What are your thoughts, Mr. Mark? If you can hear me, are you there?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey,
what's going on?
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Okay, I can't hear you.
Oh, okay, great. Okay, great. All right. Good evening, everybody.
Hey,
good evening
hi.
to you, Consciouztv.
Hey.
I have 2 comments.
Okay.
I have 2 comments. The first being about the Spirit Airlines agent, and the second about what happened last night.
Well, you only got time to comment on.
Okay. So, in regards to this,
can you hear me, Mark? Can you actually hear me? I think you got me. I think you're listening to me on 2 different devices.
It's lagging.
Turn me off on one of these devices and only listen to me through the phone you're on.
No, it's lagging. It's
okay.
Yeah, it's lagging.
So your thoughts on Spirit Airlines situation?
Yeah, it's lagging. The dude was in the right. He was in the right to defend himself. We are in a political and we are in a dangerous political and societal climate due to the election of Donald Trump. So that is why folks think that they can do whatever because their hero is Donald Trump. Should the situation should have been handled differently, but the guy was working by himself. There was nobody else working with him until the lady slapped him in his face, and then everybody came to intervene. Now, mind you, slapping a person in the face is an automatic reflex, which no one is talking about, no one is discussing. So if you may hit any other parts of my body, okay, whatever. But you slap me in my face, that's an automatic reflex. No one is talking about that. And then the guy in the blue shirt, nobody's talking about his own ass. Because he's trying to get all tough Tony and shit while watching the shit play out, and it did nothing to.
Yes.
He was right in defending himself, and I've felt customer service.
Yes.
That is a straight. You're dealing with so many different
Personalities,
types.
etc. Yeah, it's a tough
I
job.
have two experiences.
Mark,
Can
you hear me?
Yeah.
I want you to tie up your points, love, because I have to close out the show like very soon, and I have
From
one
the
more
north.
call.
I'm from Rochester, New York. I live in Atlanta, Georgia now. Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you, Mark.
Hello? Hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm from Rochester, New York. I'm from Rochester, New York. I live in Atlanta, Georgia now. I have two experiences that just made me almost kind of like made me say fuck this shit.
Mm-hmm.
But I needed my job, and
Sure.
I depended on my job, so I can't react to the bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think you're having some connection issues too, Mark. But I want to thank you for your thoughts, because I do have to get out of here. I can't drop the link. You guys cannot wait until I say I'm closing the show out to then ask me to drop the link. When the link been here for like 40 minutes, if I'm on the way out, I'm not facilitating more time to let anybody up. Y'all have to hit the link when the show is happening. Links are being dropped. Y'all be like, drop the link. After I'd be like, I'm wrapping the show up. No, ma'am. No, sir. I will be returning back in a few minutes to get into some things with Chocolate Earth. So you guys be in the building. Interesting situation. It's a lot going on. I guess it'll be a developing story. Is this woman going to try to sue Spirit Airlines, etc.? I don't know. Should Spirit Airlines consider giving Mr. Man his job back? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Because let me tell you, if living in the times we living in, baby, I just would not have appreciated his ass escalating that situation. Even if he would have been touched, pushed, shoved, whatever the case may be, baby, shove over to the left, okay? And douse, the military girl, I don't know, but I would have been uncomfortable in that airport as a customer. I would have been uncomfortable seeing an agent engage in a customer that way, regardless of who antagonized what in the situation. And I probably would have never flew with Spirit Airlines, Gworlll, again. And I would have wanted someone who not only thought about their own personal safety, but the personal safety of my ass and everybody else in the situation as well. And I don't think, like, if you got in her face to hold her ass down until security got there, that would have been one thing. But you got in her face for you. But you're here to protect us all, not just prove something to your ego. Like, and with this woman already running rampant through the damn airport, girl, I don't know what the hell this is, girl. I don't need you giving her more reason to go ballistic, baby. Like, just go call the necessary armed services, girl, up in this motherfucker, honey, okay? Because that's what I'm gonna need, girl. But we'll see. I'll reach out to the supervisor, girl, for questions, for comments, honey. Maybe he got a lawyer involved at this point too. Who knows? But I got to get out of here. I will see you guys at 7:15. Please thumbs up this video, girl. Make sure that you are subscribed in order that, girl, and leave your thoughts about Spirit Airlines, girl. Molly Whopping situation, girl. Molly Whopping, girl. Molly Whopping, okay? See y'all at 7:15. Peace.